Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I feel really weird right now sitting down in front of the camera filming a video because I really do feel like it's been ages since I've done this. I honestly have been shocking at YouTube for the first 6 months of this year. 7 months. What are we in? We're in August. First 7 months of this year. I'll be the first to admit that. I'm not gonna sit here and give you guys a bunch of excuses because it's been done, it's happened, the first half of the year is gone, it's over. I feel like over the next few videos you guys will start to get a feel for like what's been going on in my world over the last 6 months. But for now, I'm just gonna get straight into the video because I'm actually really excited to be sitting here. I've got my popcorn, I've got a water, I've been listening to tunes all morning, I'm in a really good mood, and I'm actually just really happy to be sitting here doing what I love to do. So as you guys can probably tell by the title, I am going to be reviewing the Too Faced Peach Perfect collection. This has just launched in Australia in Mecca Maxima. I believe it launched on the 31st of July. So about a week ago, I actually flew down to Sydney for the launch of it, which was honestly incredible. Mecca did such an insane job at decorating the room. We had like a little exclusive dinner to celebrate the launch, and it was just out of this world. Like, it was so cool. So I was lucky enough to come home with pretty much the whole collection. So I'm gonna sit here today and try out all of the products on camera for you guys. There are a few things missing that I won't be able to do like a full face. So I've already done my brows off camera. I've also got the Too Faced Born This Way concealer and the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara to use in this video as well. So I'm kind of keeping it all to Too Faced. So I guess you could say this is like a Too Faced one branded video, but the focus is gonna be on the Peach Perfect collection. So without further ado, I feel like I've just rambled for so long already, which is so typically me, but without further ado, let's jump into the video. Alright, so weirdly enough, I think I'm gonna start off with eyes today, which I never usually do, but okay, we're just gonna have to address the voice thing that's happening right now. I've coughed at least 20 times already in the first 4 minutes of this video. I've been really sick over the past 2 weeks, and I just can't get rid of this freaking cough. My voice, like, I still sound really blocked up. I feel fine. I'm pretty much over my sickness, but I just can't seem to get rid of like the blocked sinus kind of sound and then the cough as well. So I'm really sorry if my voice cracks a billion times throughout this video. I'm gonna try and cut all of the coughing out so that you guys don't have to sit there and listen to it, but I feel like my voice is just a mess at the moment. I do apologize. But anyways, I'm gonna start off with eyes, which I never usually do. I just feel like doing something really different today, so let's do eyes. I'm gonna prime my eyelids to start off with just with the Born This Way concealer. Wow, that was too much. Can you tell it's been ages since I've filmed? My brain, I swear, stops working as soon as the camera turns on. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know why that happens, but it does. It's just like I forget how to do makeup, I forget how to talk properly, I forget how to be a normal human being as soon as the camera turns on. Okay, I'm gonna set that concealer in place with the Peach Perfect Mattifying Loose Setting Powder. These products smell delightful, like absolutely delightful. I just want to eat every product that is in this collection because of how good it smells. Like, oh, it's just like peachy dreams. I don't know how else to explain it. It's like the most amazing peach scent ever. My go-to drink when I was first 18 was like peach schnapps because I loved how it smelt with like lemonade. Oh, such a good drink. Super sweet. But when you're 18, that's what you want, right? So I was like obsessed with peach schnapps. This is kind of bringing me back to my peach schnapps days. Like, that's the smell that I'm getting from it, and I'm kind of loving it. So I'm just gonna go in with my Sigma Soft Blend Concealer F64 brush. I've just put some of the powder into the lid, and I'm just gonna pat it onto my eyelids just to set the concealer so that the eyeshadow blends smoothly over the top. Wow, that feels like really soft. Okay. Feels kind of nice. So these are the two palettes that came in the collection. We've got the White Peach palette and the Just Peachy Mattes palette. Not gonna lie, I am leaning more towards the Just Peachy Mattes palette. It is just more of my kind of warmer shades. It's got some really nice peachy, browny, burgundy shades in it. It's totally what I usually reach for. But in saying that, the White Peach palette is really pretty as well. I really love some of the neutrals in here. I don't know about this shade. Like, I don't know if I I would honestly ever use that. I feel like it's kind of random in this palette. The other thing that I like about this palette is that it has a black and the Just Peachy doesn't. So I feel like if you own both of them, you can kind of do some really cool different looks with the two palettes. But obviously, like, most people don't just go out and buy both palettes in a collection. You'll probably prefer one or the other. So my preference is definitely this. It's still got that dark brown in it, so you could easily deepen up any eye look with the dark brown instead of using a black. So yeah, I would probably lean more towards this one, but I haven't even used them yet. So let's see how the shadows actually perform. Some of the shades in these palettes are super similar too. Like, see these two rows that are close together here? I feel like those shades are super similar. So I think I'm gonna start off with Peach Sorbet from the White Peach palette and run that through my crease just to add like a transition color and soften my crease a little bit. I'm gonna keep the look very peachy today just to go with the theme. I even put on like the closest top that I could find to like a peach color just to really tie everything together. God, I get off track so easily. I'm gonna run this through my crease. I generally love most Too Faced eyeshadows. So if these ones are the same formula as like the chocolate bar palettes and all of those shadows, then I'm pretty sure I'm going to like them. It's a really soft color. I'm not sure if it's showing up on camera much because it is very soft, but it's a really pretty transition color. So I think I'm gonna go in with Just Peachy now, which is this peachy shade here from the Just Peachy palette. And I'm just gonna use the same brush because why the hell not? And I'm just gonna run that through my crease again, just to add a bit more depth. Ooh, here we go. Again, it's very soft, but it blends so easily. See how it's just adding like the right amount of definition to the crease? Like nothing too crazy. I just really want it to be like a soft peachy look. So I feel like these colors are working really well in the crease together. So I'm just picking up a little bit of Peach Suede from the White Peach palette now. And I'm just going to use that to blend those two colors in together. This is just like a really soft pinky, peachy pinky color. I'd say it's more on the pinky side, but I'm just using it to blend the top of the transition, if that makes sense. Just smoking it up a little bit higher towards my brow bone. Does that even make any sense? I hope you guys can understand what I'm saying. My brain is a little bit dusty. It's been a while since I've done a makeup tutorial. All right, so I think now I'm gonna take a mixture of Just Peachy and Peach Punch. Peach Punch looks a little bit too neon for me, but I want something to kind of go all over my lids. So I'm gonna mix both of these colors together and hopefully Just Peachy will dull Peach Punch down a little bit. That's kind of pretty. I actually really like that. All right, well now that that's all over my lid, let's see how they blend. I'm gonna go back in with Just Peachy and a little bit of Peaches and Cream and just blend the crease. Okay, I feel like we lost a lot of color there. Might just have to keep going in and building that up. Let's see. I am liking how this looks, but I feel like the color's kind of disappearing every time I blend. So I'm just trying to like press it on there, and then when I go back in with my blending brush, I haven't got any product. I'm literally just blending what's already on my eyelid. I feel like it just loses some of the pigment. Like it still looks okay. I actually still really like how it looks, but it does blend away quite a bit. Even though I would be more than happy just keeping it matte and keeping it like this, I do want to have a play around with some of the shimmers in the White Peach palette. So I'm going to go in with Glistening Peach and pat that on the center of my eyelid just to add a little bit of like a spotlight effect, I'm thinking it might. Well, you can kind of barely see it because it's kind of an identical color to what's already on my eyelids. It's nothing crazy. I feel like you can't see much. And even though you can't really see it, I'm gonna do the other eye anyway just to even it up. I'm not really sure what's happening. Is it just because I've got like an identical color on my eyelid already? What's going on? I'm gonna swatch it on the back of my hand to show you guys, because I feel like you're not really seeing it on my eyelid at all. So that's what it looks like on my finger. It's got like the most gorgeous goldy peach reflect to it. And then the back of my hand, Look how pretty that is. Holy moly. Why doesn't it look like that on my eyelids? Maybe, okay, I'm gonna try and apply this with my fingertip to see if that makes a difference. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I see it working. Okay, that looks cute. I bet this would actually also look really good slightly wet. Like if you sprayed your brush with like MAC Fix Plus or something before you applied it, I feel like that could look insanely cool. So note to yourself, just don't apply it with the same brush that I was using because it doesn't work. Now I'm gonna move on to my base. So I'm going to test out the Primed and Peachy Cooling Matte Skin Perfecting Primer. This says it's infused with peach and sweet fig cream. Sounds amazing. So let's test this out. I'm actually not used to using, oh, I was not expecting it to be that color. You guys see that? It's like a peachy color. Duh, of course it is. Oh my god. I'm not used to using matte products. As most of you guys would know, I really like to have like a dewy, radiant glow to my skin. So matte products aren't too familiar to me, but I'm gonna test them out anyway and see, maybe I'll like it. Maybe this will be my transition from a dewy girl to a matte girl. Who knows? Again, it smells amazing. Oh, it is very cooling. Oh my gosh, it does say that. Cooling matte. It's like super refreshing on my skin. Wow, that's really nice. Feels really hydrating as well. Okay. I'm never usually like super impressed straight off the bat with a primer. I feel like primers are all pretty standard, but this one definitely has that cooling effect that it claims. So that's cool. Also, this collection is called the Peaches and Cream collection. I'm pretty sure earlier I called it the Just Peachy collection or Peach Perfect collection or something. I called it something that it's not. It's called the Peaches and Cream collection. So there we go. Got that wrong, didn't I? Okay, my skin is definitely matte, which is kind of a weird vibe for me. Like I'm not used to seeing my skin like this. Okay, so next we're going in with the foundation. This is the Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation infused with peach and sweet fig cream. It's oil-free, 14-hour wear, oil controlling, and photo-friendly. So I'm assuming photo-friendly means that there's no flashback, which is great. It doesn't say that it's got SPF in it, so usually foundations that don't have SPF won't have flashback, but then it's also that it doesn't have SPF. So it doesn't give you that protection from the sun, but you can still use like SPF products underneath your foundation. So yeah, it says 14-hour wear. I'm just going to be using it for the video today, but if you guys want to see like a full 14-hour wear test, let me know in the comments down below. So it says this transfer resistant medium coverage foundation creates a smooth canvas for flawless, comfortable matte wear using our exclusive Comfort Matte technology that is never cakey or mask-like. It sounds really good. I honestly have never used Too Faced foundation that I like. I do not like the Born This Way foundation. I just have never been able to get it to work for me. So I'm looking forward to trying this. I'm hoping that it works for me because I love most Too Faced products, so it'd be good for me to find a foundation that I like from their range as well. So it looks like it comes with 20 shades, which I'm honestly like not super impressed by. If you look here, the darker shades that are available are very, very limited, and then you've got 4 rows of lighter shades available. So I don't know, I think that could definitely be improved, but I think it's just something that in the beauty industry recently has come to a lot of people's attention, so I felt like I needed to mention that in the video. I actually got given the entire shade range at the launch, which is just crazy because I would never use half of those colors. So I'm not too sure what I'm going to do with the other shades yet. I think I might donate it to a women's shelter, but I've picked out like 4 that I think will be around my skin tone at the moment. So I'm just going to test these shades out on the back of my hand and on my neck to see what shade will suit me at the moment. Oh, okay. Porcelain isn't actually as light as what I was expecting. I think it'll still be too light for me right now, but it looks like almond is slightly lighter than porcelain and more yellow toned. So they're both going to be too light for me. All right, this is looking a lot better. So that one there is warm beige. That's looking promising. And then we've also got light beige, which is that one right on the end there. I feel like light beige will match my neck a bit better because my neck is always a lot lighter than the rest of my body when I tan. So I might just stick with light beige for today, and then I can bronze up using the bronzing products later. Light beige it is. You are the winner today, my friend. Alright, so as always, I'm going to apply my foundation with my beauty blender. This is the new Sapphire beauty blender. Really different color to a lot of them, but it is just the same. I'm pretty sure it's the same as all the other beauty blenders. It's just a different color. So I've just pumped some of that out onto the back of my hand, and let's give it a whirl. I think that color is very, very good. Oh my god, I have like the worst toothache right there. Always happens when I get sick and my sinuses are like inflamed, swollen, like swollen sinuses, they swell up, I don't know. But anyways, whenever I get sick, it affects one of my teeth in the left-hand side of my face, like the nerve. Oh my god, I get the worst toothache, and just bouncing this beauty blender off my skin at the moment is like right here, very, very painful. It's actually really pretty so far. It's definitely medium coverage, like it's not super full coverage, but luckily at the moment my skin has been behaving, so I don't really feel like I need full coverage at the moment. I have already finished the pump that was on the back of my hand though, so I'm going to get a little bit more out. Wow, I feel like this foundation doesn't go a very long way. Like, that's already the pump disappearing. I know like using a beauty blender can soak up a lot of product, so it might just be that, but I don't know, I feel like it's not really going a long way at all. All right, now for the close-up. Let's see how it looks close up. Wow. Okay, looks a little bit cakey around my nose and like any areas where I'm prone to creasing, if that makes sense. I think it's just like I'm not used to it looking drier on my skin. Like it doesn't look dry, but it looks drier than what I'm used to, if that makes sense. But it actually looks really flawless. Definitely very matte, definitely. Grabbed to a little dry spot that I've got up here, but not terribly. It's not actually that bad. Wow, okay. That looks flawless. Have I just transitioned to a matte girl? All right, I'm just gonna quickly do my concealer using the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. This is one of my favorite concealers. All right, so now I'm gonna go in with, if I can open it, here we go. I have to be really careful with this because it got kind of damaged on the way back from Sydney, so it kind of falls out. But I'm going to take the Too Faced Bronzed Peach Melting Powder Bronzer infused with peach and sweet fig cream. Okay, I'm going to stop saying that because clearly all of these products are infused with peach and sweet fig cream. But this product is like very intriguing to me. It's like a cream product and it looks cream on my fingers, but then when you blend it out, it blends into like a powder finish, like completely matte powder finish. It's like the weirdest but coolest thing. So let's give this a whirl. I'm going to pick this up on my Sigma Small Contour F05 brush, just kind of swirling it around in the product. And then I'm just going to blend it like I would if I was just blending a normal bronzer. That's pretty. This kind of reminds me of the Chanel Soleil Tan de Chanel. It's like the cream to powder bronzer. It's one of my favorite bronzers ever. And this is kind of reminding me of that. Just want to have a look up close and make sure that it's not pulling my foundation off. No, it's not. That looks so pretty on my skin. When I saw these at the launch, I was so intrigued by them because I don't think many brands have products like this, like the whole cream to powder formulas, and I think they're super interesting. So I've been excited to try these out, and I'm so happy because they're actually really nice. I just feel like it might look a bit strange. Like if I was any more pale right now, I feel like that would be so intense on my skin. Maybe just keep that in mind. Alrighty, so now we're gonna go in with one of the blushes. So there's 6 shades that I've got here. These are all cream to powder blushes. Again, same formula as the bronzer. I just need to figure out which shade I wanna use. Whoa, whoa, that looks very bright. Oh no, we have another one that's broken. It still looks okay, but this is more of like a neutral blush color. I think I might go with this one. I haven't even opened it yet. Okay, whoa. That's super bright as well. But I do like it. I feel like that'll tie in with my eyes if I just apply like a tiny bit of it. This one looks like a really pretty... Oh my god, all of them are like falling out of the pans. That makes me so sad. This one's really pretty as well, actually. Now I can't decide. This one's super, super dark and like almost vampy. And then there's this one, which also looks very interesting. Wow. I think that would definitely be way too dark on my skin tone. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna use this one. This is the shade Peach My Cheeks. And I might actually just use my fingers and tap this onto my cheeks. Okay, the color payoff is nowhere near as intense as what I was expecting it to be, which I'm glad. Can you guys see the color that I'm getting from it? It's really natural, like really, really pretty. That's very natural. Let me try this one over the top just to see what this is like in comparison, because this looks very peachy. Yeah, this one's definitely a bit darker, and I did wipe this onto the back of my hand before I applied it to my skin as well, so I definitely say to be careful with this because you probably could go over the top with this color. But if you're just using a little bit, it actually looks really, really pretty. I actually love how easy these are to blend. Like they can look super intense when you first apply it, but they blend out really, really nicely. Alrighty, now for the highlighter. I don't know, is this the entire range? Because if it is, I feel like it's really strange to only have one highlighter, one bronzer, and then 6 blushes. Let me check online because I feel like that's a very strange ratio. Yeah, it is only 1. Is that strange or is that just me? I feel like it's really weird to have that many blush shades but only like 1 bronzer and 1 highlighter shade. I don't know, like I feel like they definitely could have used a lighter bronzer shade for like more pale skin tone. But anyway, let's give the highlighter a try. This is the Happy Face Peach Frost Powder Highlight. I think I'm just gonna use my fingers for this one as well. All right, let's see how this looks on the skin. Okay, it's very like subtle but kind of pretty. It's not as like popping as I'm used to, but I kind of like it. Wow, okay. It's almost like a matte highlighter, if that's even a thing. It's definitely like nowhere near as intense as what I'm used to for a highlighter, but I actually really like it. I feel like on a natural makeup day, this would look really, really stunning. See how it kind of just picks up in the light, but it's super subtle? I kind of like it. I think I'm crossing over to the matte side, guys. I never thought that I would say this, but I kind of feel like I'm crossing over. So I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of what's left of the Peach Perfect setting powder now. This is what I used on my eyelids earlier. I'm just going to use this to set my T-zone. I don't really want to completely set my entire face just because I feel like, oh my god, some of that just landed in my mouth and it tastes incredible. That's so delicious. Is it bad to eat makeup? I feel like it's probably bad to eat makeup, but that tasted really good. Anyways, I don't want to like completely set my skin just because I feel like it could start to look a bit dry with this matte foundation, but I'll set my T-zone because that's where I am prone to be oily, to get oily. I kind of feel like that's just softened the areas that I applied it to. Like it's just kind of added a bit of a filtered effect, if that makes sense. Like my skin looks really soft. All right, so I'm just gonna quickly jump off camera and finish off my eyes. I'm just gonna level out my lower lash line with what's on my eyelids and then add a little bit of bottom mascara, and then I will be back to finish off this look. Alrighty, so I just quickly finished off my eyes. Now I'm going to do lips. I know I said I was gonna try and do this as like a Too Faced exclusive one brand tutorial, but I just realized I don't have any like peachy colored lip liners from Too Faced. Do Too Faced even do lip liners? I don't think they do. That's really weird. I'm gonna have to look into that after this video, but I'm just gonna use this Urban Decay Glide On Lip Pencil in the shade Unicorn to line my lips. I wanna stick with the peachy theme. Wow, this is really light. This lip pencil's really dry as well. Kind of feels gross on my lips. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, this looks crazy and way too light, so hopefully this lip gloss will darken it up a bit. Hopefully. I'm gonna go in with the Too Faced Sweet Peach Creamy Peach Oil Lip Gloss. These lip glosses are actually really, really nice. I often kind of layer them on top of lipsticks or something like that, but today I'm just going to layer it on top of this lip liner and hope that it looks okay. This is in the shade Pure Peach. still really light, isn't it? It's totally not the kind of effect that I was going for. We're just gonna roll with it. I mean, I don't think it looks too bad, but it's just a lot lighter than what I'm used to wearing on my lips. Also, while I was off camera doing my eyes, I realized there were two products that I haven't featured, which it's probably a bit too late now for me to feature them anyway, but I wanted to show them on camera because they are a part of this collection. So the first one is the Peach Blur Translucent Smoothing Finishing Powder. This is really interesting because in the pan, it looks like a light peachy color, but when you swatch it, it's actually completely translucent. Like, you can't see any of the powder on your skin at all. I kind of wish I did use this instead of the matte powder, but I might actually use it in an upcoming video anyway, because it just says that it's a translucent smoothing finishing powder, whereas the one that I used was a matte powder. So I think I would have preferred this, but I'll try it in an upcoming video. It looks really, really interesting. And then the other product, which also got slightly broken in transit, is the Sweetie Pie Radiant Matte Bronzer. And it looks like this. It's got a little bit of a chip out of it there, so I'm really like concerned that it's all just gonna fly out of the pan. It's like a luminous bronzer, highlighter, and blush all in one, so I feel like this would look really pretty on the cheeks. Actually, do you know what? I can use this right now. I really wanna test this out. I'm just gonna pick it up on an angled brush and see how this looks on my cheeks. Ooh. I feel like you can't see it much. I feel like it's adding more of a blush than it is a bronzer. It is pretty, but I don't know. I feel like I'm picking up more of like a pinky vibe from it rather than a bronzer vibe. It's kind of hard to tell because I already had the bronzer on underneath, but they were the two products that I didn't really show, so I thought I'd just add them in. But lastly, I'm going to go in with the Peach Mist Mattifying Setting Spray. It says Shake Me Baby, and I was actually watching the Anything But Basic girls. They are Australian bloggers. They featured this on their Instagram story recently, and they had some troubles with the mist when they sprayed it. Apparently it left a white cast on their face. So I learned from them that you really do need to shake it before you spray it. So I'm gonna just sit here and give it a really, really good shake. And then let's do a test spray on my arm to start off with, because I'm a little bit worried. Oh, it does kind of just like, there's a few bits that just kind of fly out in chunks. I don't know if the camera's picking that up. Probably not, but oh, okay, I'm gonna do this from quite far away because I don't want there to be like white dots all over my face after that, because that could look a bit weird, if you know what I'm saying. Smells amazing. I can't see any white marks on my face, so looks like the shake did work. All right, so that is pretty much done. I am actually really happy with how this turned out. I am loving the base, which I honestly did not think I would be like overly obsessed with just because it was so matte, but it's really working for me. Kind of digging it. I think my favorite products were, I mean, at this stage, definitely the foundation. I love how that looks on my skin. I think it looks very flawless. It doesn't look dry or cakey. It's like the perfect coverage. I actually really like it. So if you guys want to see like a full-on wear test of that foundation, then let me know in the comments down below. The other product that I really liked was surprisingly the highlighter, which I don't know, I'm more of like a super intense, like in your face highlighter poppin' kind of girl. And maybe that's why I do really like this, is because it's like the complete opposite of what I usually like from a highlighter. Like it's super, super subtle, but it just looks beautiful on the skin. So yeah, I think those were my top two faves from the collection. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a big thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you to all of you for hanging around over the last 7 months while I've been going through a little bit of like a YouTube weird phase. I promise you, I am really trying to get on top of that at the moment, and if I could sit down and explain to you everything that's gone on in my life recently, I think it would all make sense, but I feel like I'm starting to get the hang of everything and things are starting to fall into place for me. So yeah, from now on, I'm really excited to see where my channel goes. So thank you so much to you guys for sticking around. I love you guys more than anything ever. I appreciate you guys so much, so thank you. Feel free to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.